Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Bachelor Nation News. Golden Bachelorette star Joan Vassos is dating for the first time since the loss of her husband. Is she uncomfortable kissing her suitors? Keep reading to find out why fans are cringing over Joan's makeout sessions and what she's said herself about kissing on the show. Golden Bachelorette star lied to family about kissing on show. Joan Vassos didn't stay long on Jerry Turner's season of The Golden Bachelor. But she knew from her time on the show and watching his season that kissing was something that was common. She told Us Weekly recently that she wasn't honest with her family about how many men she kissed on national TV. "I had no hard, set rules. My kids certainly would have wanted me to say that I did. I may have promised them I wouldn't kiss anybody on night one. But I think you need to kiss people. I'm sorry. I know that it's cringy when you're 61 and you do it on TV, but it has to happen." Why fans think Joan Vassos is uncomfortable kissing men. Joan Vassos has kissed multiple men in the first few episodes of the show, but one Bachelor Nation fan took to Reddit to discuss how uncomfortable the Golden Bachelorette star looked during the intimate moments. They wrote, "I have noticed that Joan can look uncomfortable when a lot of the men go in for a kiss. I even noticed on her date with Pascal when she was having a great time, she kind of turned her head to not go in for the kiss." The fan added, "It physically makes me uncomfortable that Joan discusses how hard it is to move on from her deceased husband, probably hasn't smooched many smooches since his death, and now has to smooch left and right as to not look rude." Other viewers agreed that Joan doesn't seem into kissing some of the men. She may just be uncomfortable in general with public smooching, knowing that her kids and grandkids will be watching. "I'm sure it doesn't feel natural for her, going from kissing one man your entire life to kissing multiple people within the same day or so. I couldn't do it either." "You're spot on. She seemed very uncomfortable. I thought I may have read her body language wrong, but it sounds like everyone else is in agreement as well. I'm almost her age and no thank you. I don't want to be kissing men left and right like I was in my 20s. It's awkward. They should have adapted the series more so to the golden part." She wanted the men to make the first move. In another interview with TV Insider before her season aired, Joan Vassos revealed that she left it up to the men to make the first move. She explained, "I was going to let the guy make it, definitely. Public displays of affection. I had to get over the fact that those were uncomfortable for me. But you have to find out if there's a spark." Do you think Joan Vassos is uncomfortable kissing her Golden Bachelorette suitors? Sound off in the comments. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about contestants on The Golden Bachelor, Joan Vassos. Joan is stepping back into the dating scene for the first time since the heartbreaking loss of her husband, and it's clear that some parts of this journey have been quite challenging for her. The big question of today's video: is Joan uncomfortable kissing her suitors on the show? Fans seem to think so, and we'll break down why that might be, plus what Joan has said about the experience herself. Stick around to find out all the juicy details. Let's start by taking a look at Joan's background. As we know, The Golden Bachelor is a unique show that brings seniors together to find love. Joan's story is particularly emotional. After the loss of her husband, she's been single for years, and getting back into dating at her age comes with challenges that younger contestants don't face. Joan recently spoke to Us Weekly, and she opened up about how she navigated the dating process on The Golden Bachelor. In her interview, she mentioned that she wasn't entirely truthful with her family about her kissing experiences on the show, which I think a lot of us can relate to. Sometimes, there are things you just don't tell your family. She admitted that she promised her kids she wouldn't kiss anyone on night one, but Joan quickly realized that it's almost expected in the show's format. She said, and I quote, "I may have promised them I wouldn't kiss anybody on night one, but I think you need to kiss people. I'm sorry. I know it's cringy when you're 61 and you do it on TV, but it has to happen." This is where things get interesting. Fans have noticed that Joan might not be entirely comfortable with all the kissing, but she seems to understand that it's part of the process on The Golden Bachelor. It's a fascinating look at how older adults navigate something that younger contestants might find normal, kissing multiple people to test chemistry. So, why are fans cringing over Joan's makeout sessions? One Bachelor Nation fan on Reddit pointed out something a lot of us have noticed. Joan often looks uncomfortable during those intimate moments. This fan said, and I'm paraphrasing here, "I've noticed that Joan can look uncomfortable when the men go in for a kiss. Even on her date with Pascal, where she seemed to be having a great time, she sort of turned her head away when it came time for a kiss." This sentiment is echoed by many fans online. For instance, someone else commented, "I'm almost her age, and no thank you. I don't want to be kissing men left and right like I did in my 20s. It's awkward, and they should have adapted the series more to fit the golden part." This leads to an important discussion. Should The Golden Bachelor modify some of its traditional dating show tropes, like frequent kissing, to fit the comfort levels of older contestants? Let me know in the comments if you agree or if you think it's all part of the fun. But it's not just about age. Joan is dealing with an emotional past. She's only ever kissed one man her entire life, and now she's expected to kiss several men on national TV. I can't imagine how difficult that must be, especially with her family, including her kids and grandkids, watching at home. Joan hasn't been shy about discussing her discomfort either. In an interview with TV Insider, she revealed that she prefers letting the men make the first move. She said, "Public displays of affection were uncomfortable for me, but you have to find out if there's a spark." This shows that she's aware of the need to step out of her comfort zone if she's going to be successful in her quest to find love again. But even though she's open to the idea of kissing to test chemistry, there's still something holding her back. Could it be that Joan is still working through her grief over losing her husband? Or maybe it's just the sheer awkwardness of doing something so intimate on national television after years of not dating. Fans have been vocal about Joan's behavior, and not all of them are entirely sympathetic. One fan said, "She knew what she was signing up for, so why does she look so uncomfortable?" But it's important to remember that even though Joan was prepared for the idea of kissing, actually doing it in front of cameras is an entirely different story. Many of us would struggle with that kind of public display, especially after a long hiatus from dating. Others think the show could be a bit more considerate of the unique challenges older adults face. One viewer commented, "This is where I think the show could have been more thoughtful in its design. Do we really need so much kissing when you're 60 plus? Couldn't they have given them more private moments without the cameras?" Let me know your thoughts. Do you think The Golden Bachelor should change its format slightly to accommodate its older contestants? Or is it important for the show to maintain its traditional dating show elements, even for seniors?